Fall LTI Night 1 and General Membership Meeting. You are to be commended on your commitment to PTA and moving forward in such unprecedented times. During times like these, we definitely have to remain steadfast in our commitment to children while embracing the mission of the PTA. To local unit leaders, I am so thankful for you. Keep up the good work to ensure that your units remain in good standing. And I also wanted to share with you that Virginia PTA, within the last probably 48 hours or so, has released a statement on diversity, equity, and inclusion. We're excited about the statement, and you may find that in its entirety on the Tidewater District Facebook page. So once again, April and Virginia Beach Council, thank you so much for having me this evening, and I am looking forward to another stellar year in PTA. Thank you.
Thank you, Shelley. I'll welcome Dr. Spence this evening for him to say a few words and welcome us this evening.
Thank you so much, and good evening, everybody. It's both an honor and strange moment to be coming to you virtually, to bring greetings to each and every one of you, and as always, my gratitude for the incredible work that you do for our schools. I know you've heard me say in a number of different places and forums that this is a year unlike any other, and that certainly I think will also hold true for our PTAs as you sort through what does leadership of a PTA look like in a virtual environment. And of course, it'll be our hope that we'll transition back to a face-to-face environment at some point during this school year. Certainly, we believe we're going to be doing that for some students rather than later. But even in that environment, when we still know that there are so many parents who continue to want to—
I'll send it to you. She made me require that I can.
Virtual environment.
So basically,
how do we serve both sets of parents? So, you know, another thing I've been saying a lot of is that we're building two school systems this year. We're building a virtual system and we're building a face-to-face system. And even though we've tried to keep those as closely blended as we possibly can, just like we're having to do, you all are going to have to figure out how to serve parents who are joining you through a virtual, in this kind of virtual world, and then ultimately parents who are back face-to-face with their children in our schools. And so what I would do first and foremost is commend you for your willingness to continue to lead in this environment. It isn't easy, and you've stepped up and you've said, I'm going to do it. And so thank you. Because one thing we know, and I'll end on this for sure, in every year, the involvement of our parents in our children's education matters. Since March of this year, that has never been truer. Since March of this year, our parents have been asked to become teachers. Our parents have been trying to figure out how to engage with teachers in an entirely different way. And our parents—
Wait, sit down, Ethan.
Oh, we lost Dr. Spence.
somebody muted me.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I probably because I was talking too long, but I'll wrap up and I'll just say, I know this year matters. You all matter. Our parents matter. We appreciate you so much. And in this year, more so than any other, we have to be together. Even when we don't always agree on everything, we have to be together because our kids need us and our community needs us. So thank you, thank you, thank you for your leadership. Thank you for everything that you're doing. And thank you for giving us the privilege to serve your children.
Thank you, Dr. Spence. You know, we cannot start the school year without a technical glitch. So it had to be you.
Totally okay. I deserved it.
All right, I'm going to pass it over to Amber.
Hello, everyone. I'm Amber Sloan, and I wanted to speak briefly about the Reflections program. We are fortunate enough to have a National Award of Merit Reflections winner from the city of Virginia Beach from last year. Miss Emily Price from Cox High School won the Award of Merit nationally in the dance category, and we are so proud to be able to show her work for her entry this evening to all of you to enjoy. So April, if you wouldn't mind playing it when you were ready.
Okay.
Attention, this is the National Broadcasting Company. The Japanese have attacked Pearl Harbor. Manila has just been bombed. And without warning. We are now at war with Germany. Help wanted. Men, women, and children. Aviators. Soldiers, sailors, and airmen. One which would sober any person seeing it for the first time. United States Navy planes have sunk or damaged 21 Japanese ships. 29 men aboard were killed. 33 others were wounded. The American hospital ship was the USS Comfort. As the water's being churned up quite a bit in between us and the beach now with the bursting of these shells. All around us is a scene of desolation and death. And just enough that President Roosevelt is dead. Pictures on which must be about 50 dead Marines. The city I knew is gone, rubbed out. We have just heard the news here over our monitoring service that Adolf Hitler is dead. They're saying that Germany has surrendered unconditionally to the Allies. That the European war is over. The Japanese have surrendered.
Thank you for sharing that, and congratulations, Emily, to being part of the Reflections program this evening. I just wanted to give everyone a brief reminder that the virtual submissions to the citywide PTA are new for 2020, and we will be sharing more information about that moving forward. The website will be updated at vbpta.org. Thank you, April.
You're welcome. All right, folks, this part of the agenda, we're going to go right into our business meeting. Dr. Spence, absolutely, you can be part of this. Shelley, you can be part of this. It's not required that you stay on, because right after our business meeting, we're going to roll right into our vendors presentation and then the training part of that. So I'm going to pass it on to Tara, who will give the credentials report.
April and all members on the call, I certify that we've met quorum and can proceed with business this evening.
Thank you, Tara. All right. And everyone on the call, have you received your minutes? Bear with me. I need to pull up the minutes so I can share that with you all. sharing the screen for our minutes from our spring LTI. Give everyone an opportunity to review that if you haven't already reviewed it in your email. Oops, sorry guys, it's pretty fast. IT is not my profession. All right, seeing the minutes from our June spring LTI, are there any corrections to be made on our minutes? Hearing none, I just want to check to make sure I see the chat. Tara, do you see any comments of corrections in the chat?
Chat is clear. You're good.
Okay, all right, our minutes are adopted as presented. Okay, our treasurer's report. You all bear with me, I'll pull that up. I'm going to pass it over to Donna while I pull it up.
Thank you, April. So the summary for the period of July 1st, 2020 through September 15th of 2020, our starting total is $7,324.21. We have income of $300.11 with expenses of $56.61 for an ending total of $7,567.71.
Giving you all a few seconds to look over that treasurer's report. Are there any questions for Donna regarding our treasurer's report this evening? All right, hearing none. Tara, do you see any questions in the chat?
Chat's clear. You're good to proceed.
Okay, thank you. All right, hearing no questions for our treasurer's report, it is adopted and will be filed away. All right. I'm going to share the audit findings, or I'm sorry, not audit findings, our audit report, if I can get out of here.
Our financial review was done and was complete. Our records are in good standing, and our 990 has also been filed with the IRS. Are there any questions on the financial review?
I'll take you to the comment section. Down at the bottom. Oh, there's no comments. So let me just go back and I'll give you guys an opportunity to look at it. 30 seconds on each page, approximately. Thank you all for bearing with us through this business part of our meeting. We are at the end of our financial review. Sorry. One more page. All right, do we have any questions about our financial review? Tara, is the chat cleared of any questions?
Chat's clear.
Thank you. All right, our 2019-2020 financial review has been adopted. Okay, this part of the meeting, we're going to go right into the vendor presentation this evening. I'm going to stop sharing my screen.
Excuse me, April.
Go for it. Did I forget something?
Yes, we also sent out the 2020-2021 budget. So that was sent via email. Hopefully everyone had a chance to take a look at that so we can get that adopted as well.
All right, let me share that screen. I'm sorry. Thank you, Donna.
You're welcome.
I'm trying to move this right along. And where is our budget? Bam. There it is. Donna, I'm going to let you take over this part so I won't mess up again. Can you see the screen?
Not the budget.
Not the budget. I'm sorry. I'm sitting here looking at it. There we go.
All right, everyone. Here's the budget. Any questions?
Okay. No questions.
Okay, so are we ready to vote?
Shelley's asking for a brief summary of the budget.
Sure. So our income is from our PTA dues, and we're going to try and have a fundraiser this year. We talked about doing holiday lights to certain businesses to bring some additional income in due to possibly some units being short on funds this year. And our expenses, we have Money Minder, our audit fee, our bank interest and checks, our insurance. I'm trying to squint because I don't have it in front of me. Online meeting software, so we need to get Zoom so we don't have to log back in every 40 minutes or so on our meetings. We have, oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
A survey company to make it easy to get information from our local units. And our operating expenses, we have our web maintenance fee and our expense total $1,988 or $1,983 total for expenses. And as far as our programs, we have annual conferences and PTA training, our annual dinner, our awards from last year that we have not completed just yet, as well as our awards for this year. We still have the citizenship recognition program in the event we do the quarterly program this year. District dinner, we have training hospitality, gifts, our reflections program, our scholarships to graduating students, school hosting. We have Teacher of the Year, Volunteer of the Year. Our program total is $5,890. And we're looking at having a leftover balance of $4,205.21 if all projected goes through. Are there any other questions?
Oh, sorry, guys. I'm bad at this. There we go. Okay. think we're ready to take a vote, Donna.
Okay, let's take a vote. Do we want to raise hands, or what do we want to do to collect a vote?
Raise hands.
All right. Okay, does everybody know where the raise hand feature is?
They're raising hands, Donna. I see a lot of hands out here.
Okay, I'm still looking for the button. I don't know why I can't find it for some reason this evening. I thought I knew where it was.
You go into chat, Donna?
There's my chat. Okay. So April, I don't see the votes on don't see any questions. So let's see here.
You click on participants. Can you see them? They're all here raising hands. It's coming through. Hi, Megan.
I don't know why my screen looks.
Let me share my screen if it helps. Here we are. Oh, not that one. Oh, stop. I thought I was going to be able to share my, if it helps, Donna. Can you see my screen with the folks raising their hands, Donna?
I just see the budget on the screen.
All right, but I can confirm for you. If you click on participants, Donna, it will pop up a window on the side. And on that side, you can see all the hands raised.
That's what I'm looking for.
Down in the middle, take your little cursor. Let me just proceed for the meeting. I see folks have raised hands.
Oh, there's raised hand. Okay. So does it tell me a total?
I've counted them. We met quorum.
All right. So having met quorum, our budget is adopted.
Thank you, Donna.
You're welcome, April.
Okay, on this piece, I'm going to go ahead. I think I've covered all of our general business. Right, team? Virginia Beach Council. All right, I see head nodding. Okay, we welcome Christina from Papa John's.
Thank you. So for starters, I just want to introduce myself. I'm Christina Pasturzik. If you can see that at the bottom of my little square there, it has almost every letter in the alphabet. So I've been with Papa John's this is my 20th year. So I'm very dedicated. And I know I look like I'm 12, but I'm very dedicated. I've been in the marketing department side this is my 3rd year. And so since I've started, the first thing I wanted to do was just get involved with every school. If you know, I actually run, it's me and another gal, but I do the school side, and I have 27 locations. So with 27 locations in 7 different cities, you can only imagine how many schools are there. Way more than you think. I mean, I'm finding schools all day I didn't even know about. So to start off, it's exciting to try to get involved with everybody, but it's hard to get involved with everybody. So it's exciting to be on this call today, to also have support from the council in general to really reach out to you guys and promote some of what I have to offer. Me and Ms. Amber, we've been very in contact, and we can talk for days. I mean, left and right marketing ideas, creativity, back and forth. It's exciting for me because, one, as a dedicated person, I can see everything and know everything about Papa John's, that I know what I can do for the schools. And it's unlimited. Anything you can get, have involved in any event, anything you think of, I can be a part of with Papa John's Pizza. And I know that sounds silly, but everybody orders pizza at least once a month. I could probably do a survey. So I'm excited today to showcase the virtual fundraisers that we've come up with recently. I've actually redesigned one of the programs myself. Very excited because this is the new norm. And a lot of my fundraisers, like we have example as fundraiser cards. You had a hand-on contact those, money transfers. I didn't want to deal with that with all the COVID going on. So I made everything so simple for the PTAs and schools. And so I'm going to show you a PowerPoint, kind of throw out everything to you at once, try to talk as fast as I can without going too fast. I do talk quickly. Hoping the share the screen thing works like it did before. Okay. But I want to broadcast really everything that I have. Show me stuff. Because what you're going to see really, though, is just a small portion of what I have to offer. So please remember that anything you have going on in your school, any group that's not just the school as a whole, it can be robotics, STEM, reflections, band, art, I have it all. It's not just free pizza or donations. I mean, it's fun stuff that I have involved. So to start off, as you see, it's virtual fundraising. I'm going to try to make it quick because I'm kind of clicking as we go. I have 3 major fundraiser opportunities. That's Dollars for Dough. Can you guys see my screen? Okay. Dollars for Dough, which is also considered our spirit nights. We have virtual fundraiser card sales. And we have teacher delivery nights, which some of you may have already either ran with one or heard of it at most, and I had to put on their fun times. So I'm going to just run really quickly and describe the best I can on each one. Dollars for Dough 4.0 is simple. It is promoting a school code, and you will earn unlimited funds all school year. Each month, I will be tracking, I'm your Papa John's representative, I will be tracking your school code, and I will mail you every month a 10% check of what you've earned from your code. So it doesn't matter if the customer orders $5 of food or $5,000. If they plug in your code before cashing out, your school is going to get supported with 10% back. So it's really, really important that you promote this code. Cool part about this code is it is valid at all 27 of my stores. So if you're in Virginia Beach, you can tell grandma, grandpa, anybody you know in Williamsburg, and they can still support your school. I think that's pretty cool. Last one, it says, earn a piece of the pie. One lucky school can win $10,000. I have an information sheet that I'm happy to send to you because it's a little much to explain. But really, overall, to win $10,000, you are competing with schools in not just Hampton Roads, but Richmond and in Alabama. So tons of schools are competing with you. All you have to do to qualify for $10,000 is to have 250 people use your school code through the school year. Just 250. Okay, so it could be the same lady every week, as long as it shows me that your code's been used 250 times. Now 250, again, just puts you on the qualified board, and at that point, every school that's hit 250, you're competing against who has the highest participation off their school enrollment count. So I am going to push this little next clicker, and it says, don't miss out, call me and start earning. All right, and I want to make sure it is noted that Papa John's is honored to announce our 2019-2020 first place winner of 10 grand at St. Matthew's Catholic School. The picture you see down here, they actually have a huge lotto check in their school right now to represent that they have won. I think it's really nice to have in there just as, it's a lot of zeros. And not to mention their bank probably really loved them as well. So it's nice. They competed hard and strong. They were up against a Richmond school that actually was our first place winner 3 years in a row. They just beat them. Year past, the year before, St. Matthew's was our 4th place winner. And we were just go one step at a time. 3rd place, 2nd place. Well, they just bumped it. They went to straight 1st place. So it was very exciting. I was very happy to see that for Hampton Roads. Virtual fundraiser cards. This is the new big one. Some of you may have sold or seen in the past a hard copy, kind of looks like this. I don't know if y'all, can y'all see me still?
No, we see your presentation.
Okay, I'll show you then. Hard copy form, it's like a postcard sized. And again, I'm trying not to have the hand-on contact. So just to start this, the virtual fundraiser cards is a website. All you have to do is promote a website. I will also give you a QR scan code, excuse me, that you can send to your customers. Again, all 27 stores this is valid for. So you can promote it in Williamsburg. You promote the website for the customers to order the cards online. Again, it's just showing no hand-on contact, no money transfers. And I will personally email the fundraiser card electronically to the customer's email address that's given when they order. So I will do all the work for you. All you have to do is get the customers to order the fundraiser card online. Now you're probably asking how much. Cards sell for $10 each, and with the fundraiser card, you will receive 3 free items offered on the sheet, but they can be used twice. So that is 6 free items from Papa John's that's valued at $75 altogether for $10. Once you sell them, say you sold 10, okay, and I'm sending everybody the PDFs electronically, I am then going to ask when you sign up for an end date. So when you want to shut your web fundraiser off, and at that time I'll send you a spreadsheet, and that'll show proof of who's ordered the fundraiser cards from you. And I will also send you a check for $7 per card that you sold. So you are earning a 70% profit on top of 1 free pizza for every 25 cards you sell. So, and this can be unlimited, as you see, no cap to the funds earned. You can make thousands of dollars by doing this. I do have an out-of-state way that you can run the cards as well. So if you are interested, we'll make sure we get those answers to you. Teacher delivery night is my 3rd one. A lot of schools love this fundraiser. It's super fun. It's a one-night event, only 2 to 3 hours. Really, it's 2.5 hours. And again, no cap to what you can earn. There are staff incentives and prizes that are given before, during, after the event. It is fun. Students and staff, they just have a blast. And I have to say, it's a night full of smiles. Everybody has a fun time. With the event, your school will earn 20% of the sale, 100% of the tips, and no joke, most of the times, the tips are more than what the sale is. So people love to tip you. We make it fun with costumes and all of that. Now this year there will be some changes with the costumes, as we used to do the costumes with the big group picture. We're still broadcasting that you can have a costume on if you guys want to do a theme-like thing, but we won't be doing anything outside of the vehicles. So of course, as you see, as you see, the last one says driving teams are needed. You have to have driving teams in order to run the event. And we ask for 15 teams minimum. That is per all the staff in your whole school. We're asking for 15 cars. And that would be 30 people altogether, because we're asking for 2 people only in the vehicle at the time. This is a family fun event, guys. So really, if you need to bring your college kid, your husband, your wife, even your children, if you don't have a babysitter, we have waivers that you would sign, but it's fun. Bring them along if you need that second person in your vehicle. I'm just going to show you a couple small pictures, and hopefully they're not too depixeled. But here's just a couple that we have that I kind of wanted to share. As you see, you can see on the left, we got Batman and Superman over there. And then this is a ceremony that we ran after the event, where you can see that we gave them their check, and there were still a couple costumes wanted to play out in there. And this is Strawbridge's check. And the only reason I'm broadcasting this is because there is competition awards. So Strawbridge Elementary has the highest amount of pre-orders with this event. So we give you about a month to get pre-orders for your event, for the night of your event. And Strawbridge has a total of 265 as our top rank. So any school that runs this event and can beat 267 orders, they get an additional $500 bonus from me on top of what they earn. So now you'll see that this was a couple years ago. So for 2 years now, 3 years, nobody has beat them. So I just wanted to show that because I thought that was cool. They're still top #1 there, and we want somebody to beat them. All right, going to the next one. Papa John's also offers PTA incentives. This is a flyer that you guys may have seen recently. I wanted to try to help with the PTA, get you guys some memberships. So this is a flyer that is very much able to be custom made to you. You'll see, like, I can change the individual membership in your website. And then on this other side, you'll see that I'm promoting that every member that joins will receive a coupon. When I adjust your flyer for you, I will send you the coupon. You are more than happy to send it to everybody that's previously joined, and of course that joins after. Send the coupon to whoever you'd like that joins the PTA. So just wanted to throw that out there. If you are interested, I'm happy to make one for you. The other ways that you can partner with me, I have Papa Swag, which is pencils and goodies. I have raffle prize incentives, such as free pizza cards that you can raffle off, and even some different items. Discount coupons, of course, and concession prices. A lot of bands, a lot of sports. If you guys have concessions going on, I'm here for you. We have great prizes. Let me talk right. Next thing is I have anything your PTA may need. I am definitely able to help. Definitely don't want you to miss out on anything that's easily earned. People are already ordering Papa John's. Why not take some funds off of it and get that support for your school? I made my name big and bold so you can write that down if you want to, because it's a long name. And then my email, that is the best way to contact me overall. But you can also, if you're interested, go to the pjcheese.com website. That is a fundraising information side for marketing as well. There are a couple more that I didn't add on to the screen. I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm going to try to share something really quickly. A couple more things that I didn't share. See if this will work. No. I'm sorry. Is it sharing? No.
Not yet. So you're fine. Take your time.
I don't want to show you my email. It's okay. I don't know why it's doing that. Is it still showing? It's showing that thing again. Okay, I'm not a pro at this. What I was going to show you was a flyer. It's a Papa Art flyer. Papa Art, it's mainly based to art departments. It's where we have students doing some beautiful artwork and potentially having a child's artwork put on my pizza boxes if they win. So the art department would receive 20%. It is really, really cool. It's simple. You get the students to make a themed out artwork. We select 4 winners and put them on a poster. We then put codes under each picture and submit it to the, virtually to the parents for them to vote on a 3-day window at the Papa John's location. And the one with the highest amount of votes is going to be our winner. Not only am I going to mail some art goodies to them and Papa John's swag, but they're gonna actually be broadcasted with their art, with approval, of course, on my pizza boxes. And then the art department will receive 20% of the sales that come in on that 3-day window. Super simple and super fun. A lot of, I think it could go really good in the reflections program as well. And again, we have, I don't know if you can see it, we have certificates of achievement. A lot of you may have seen these or requested these through the years. I love these. I usually can give you guys about 50 at a time if you want hard copies, or I can scan it to you for you to use it in unlimited amounts and fill them out on your own. I wanted to show you this because I couldn't get my screen up. This is what the virtual fundraiser card's gonna look like. It's kind of like thank you for your purchase. You'll see the 3 different coupons there and the boxes that you can check off because you can use them twice. It's very simple. That's why I still wanted to give you guys that 70% profit. We thought about dropping it because it was virtual, and I said no. I mean, I'll take $3 and you can have the rest. So I'm very excited to get you guys signed up. Being a great partner of the Virginia Beach schools, I hope that all of you will at least try one. It's unlimited amount of funds that you can earn, and not to be a little personal, but I saw y'all's budgets and stuff, and I can assist on half of that. You just gotta promote, just promote, and I will do everything for you. So I thank you for your time, and hope y'all have a great night.
Thank you, Christina. It's a wonderful presentation. You have a good night as well. All right, so before I call in our next speaker for this evening, I just want to ask on behalf of council, if everyone on the call can type in your name and school that you represent. On behalf of Ms. Retta, who is our awards committee chairperson, having this information in our chat will be sure to track who is present this evening and who may be eligible for the exemplary award at the end of the school year. All right, so at this time, I'm going to go ahead and call Mrs. Jen McGowan up to do her presentation.
Hello, everyone. So do I have the screen? Can I share?
Yeah.
Yay. Okay, good. Thanks so much for having me tonight. I'm super excited to be here and talk to you about volunteering. Can everybody hear me okay? Good. I'm in my semi-permanent office. Can you tell I'm at home? I'm totally at home. This is the spare bedroom turned my office. So, okay. I'm going to share my screen and do a quick presentation about volunteering virtually and about some new programs that we have for you guys. I'm super excited about. Let's see, you don't want to see all that. Let me get the presentation part going. Or maybe. Oh, maybe. There we go. Oops. Except now I went too far. You didn't get to see the cool start. Okay. So I volunteer at the beach. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that logo in a few minutes because I'm pretty excited about it. But I figured we'd start with that and get you intrigued about what that might mean. So, all right. So who can volunteer? So, basically anybody who has time and talent to share can volunteer with our schools. Now, does that mean that we just let anybody come volunteer? No, we have a screening process, of course, and we are so grateful for our volunteers because we really couldn't do it without you. There are so many things that volunteers do that, just fill the gaps where a teacher can't get something done, or there's after school programs. We super rely on you guys. We often think of our volunteers as parents, but we have grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, friends, neighbors, and we have lots and lots of support from the community. We have nearly 1,000 partners who work with our schools, like 1,000. And so it's my job as the partnership coordinator to connect those partners to the schools, and also as PTA as a partner, work with the PTA. I get the pleasure of working with your board, including April and Amber recently. And we basically, I'm your liaison. So I'm your person. Everybody has to have a person, right? I'm your person at the division. So if you need anything, I'm your girl. So it's jennifer.mcgowan@vbschools.com. You know those email addresses, right? All right. So let's see. So everybody who volunteers, we want you to fill out a request to volunteer form. It changed a little bit this year, mostly because we changed our cute little logo up here in the corner. But basically, this form gets filled out, and what it does is it tells us a little bit about you as the volunteer, and it tells us what you want to do as a volunteer. Now, if you're one of my volunteer liaisons, like, hands up to you guys, because seriously, I couldn't do this without you. I have 86 of you. Woo! And when you get this form, you're going to take a look at it and figure out how this person can support your school. And say you get one of these, and they want to volunteer, but it's not something you really need right then, you know, call them anyway, because there might be something that you do need that they didn't think to put on their form. So everyone fills out a form. It does not come to my office. Oh my goodness, I do not want 24,000 of these, because that's how many volunteers we have. It's a lot. But they stay at the school, and that way you guys can use it as a reference when you do need volunteers. We're going to talk a little bit more in a minute about how volunteer opportunities are shared. So, okay, everyone who fills out a form needs to get a guidelines for school volunteers. Now, this is super important because, hang on, I'm trying to get off. Because it outlines our school board policies. It tells volunteers basically to follow a code of conduct. It asks them to sign in at the security desk, which obviously we're not doing right now, but we have an alternative to that. So say someone is volunteering virtually, they filled out the form, they're working with students online, a staff member is still going to check them against the Virginia Sex Offender Registry. We still want to know that people are still cleared to work. So when you come into the school and you show your ID and it goes through Raptor, that's what Raptor's doing. It's checking to see if you are on the Virginia Sex Offender Registry. And so we can do that manually. That's no problem. So we'll do that, but it does have to be a staff member. It can't be a volunteer who checks that, because just in case something pops up, we want to respect people's privacy. So it does have to be a staff member. Okay, we're telling people in this guide, hey, you have to comply with all federal, state, local guidelines and our school board policies. And they are, if you were to have this in your hands, the inside of it in very, very detailed legalese spells out our school board policies as they pertain to volunteers. And basically, we want to make sure that everyone adheres to the code of ethics. And so basically that talks about that teachers are the teachers. The volunteers are not teaching, they're not disciplinarians, that does fall to the school, that you're there to help. And the third, my favorite thing on here, is that it encourages people to log their volunteer hours. And so a lot of times people are like, oh no, I don't need to log my hours. It's okay, you don't have to recognize me. Well, it's really important that you log your volunteer hours, because, here we go. Why? Because when we apply for federal grants, we have to tell our grantors how the community supports us and that we have volunteers who help. And so when we tell them, we have to tell them like the hours, we have to tell them how many people, we have to tell them the value of that time, and they take that into account when they're deciding whether or not we get federal grants. So it is super duper important. Plus, it's going to be personally important to you. In a few minutes, I'll explain that too. So what do those numbers look like? Well, even though on March 13th, we said, hey, nobody's allowed back in the schools, right? We shut it down. We had to. Our numbers are still super impressive. Look at that, 27,500 volunteers worked with Virginia Beach schools right up until that point, right up until that day. And they donated 344,000 hours. And when you throw a little math at that, that's a value of over $8.7 million that your work gives back to the school. So I can't get to my clappy thing, but congratulations, you guys rock. We could, obviously, these numbers show we could not do this without you. Okay, so there's a new volunteer hours page. We made it a little easier to get to instead of having to dig around, like, I don't know, it was like 5 clicks to get to this thing, right? Well, now it's right on the first drop down. So when you get to the community drop down, all the way at the end, it's right there. It says, instead of saying get connected, which it said for years and years and years, and everybody's like, what's that mean? Well, it now says volunteer hours. So, hello, let's keep it simple, right? So you'll go right to our website, the vbschools.com, click on community, and you'll see volunteer hours right there. You enter your name, date that you did your volunteering, the number of hours, your email, phone number, what school you're volunteering for, the type of volunteering you did, so whether it was mentoring or tutoring or volunteering at a sporting event. And notice this, we're asking for your address and your zip code. I'm thinking, why you need to know that? Well, because this next couple of screens, I'm going to tell you about that. But this is what it's going to look like. It's not quite live yet, but it will be in a few days. We're working on it. Our web team is furiously fixing everything on the web after we got all our virtual stuff taken care of. So let's see. So here we go. Here's why it's important. Look at this. We are starting a new volunteer recognition program. And so the I Volunteer at the Beach is actually a decal for your car. So when you log your hours, when you log just 20 hours, which you guys have probably already done, and it's only September, right? You're going to receive I Volunteer at the Beach car decal. And we're going to assess it quarterly, and then we'll accumulate it throughout the year. When you hit 40 hours, you're going to get a VB Schools volunteer lanyard. And when you hit 100 hours, you're going to get the VB Schools volunteer pin to put on what? Your lanyard, right? And then if you hit 1,000 hours, you're going to get a gift certificate from one of our generous volunteers, like, I don't know, maybe Papa John's will help me out with that. So we've got lots of partners who are very generous and donate gift cards to us. And so we want to thank our volunteers by giving back to them. So hopefully you guys will be excited about this. It will encourage people to enter their hours. And we will track it, and you'll receive it in the mail. So we're not going to rely on the school to get it to you. We don't want to put anything else on them. We're going to send it right to your home. So you don't have to worry about picking it up at the school or where it happened to it or whatever. If you don't get it, you should call me, because Mary and I are going to work on this together. So Mary is our administrative associate, and she's super excited to get started on this. So, okay. So another thing that we're doing is we are revamping our volunteer opportunities page. So this has existed for a long time, but there's not been very much in it. We want the general public to be able to come to our website and find out where they can volunteer. So it's going to be a searchable page where they can put in either the school they want to volunteer at or the type of volunteering they want to do, and it will let them know where the opportunities are. So we're going to be sending this out in a principal's memo probably mid-October to get it populated. Once it's populated, we'll go live with it. So that's going to take us some time for the staff to put in what their needs are. If you guys have needs and volunteers, like you're at your school and you're like, I know we need X, Y, or Z, just let a staff member know, preferably either the community engagement liaison or your volunteer liaison can let someone know to go ahead and put those opportunities online for us. The more we have in there, the more people are going to go to it. We're going to advertise it through like Volunteer Hampton Roads. We're going to put it out through social media. So we really want it to be robust and full of awesome opportunities for people to volunteer with our schools. Okay, so that's it. I'm Jen McGowan. My email is my full name, jennifer.mcgowan@vbschools.com. That's my phone number, but really don't call it because I'm not there hardly ever. I am either in my fabulous office here, as you see me, or I'm out and about talking to people, which is what I prefer to do. But if you want to scribble down my cell number, it is 757-615-3045.
Him in the remote control.
So that is so 757-615-3045. All right. Does anybody have any questions about any of that? Oh, I see the chat's blowing up, but you guys are putting your stuff in there. Okay. It's like, oh gosh.
Well, give us a sec, Jen. Tara, do you see any questions in the chat?
No, ma'am, no questions for Ms. McGowan.
All right. Do I need to give you back the?
Oh, we're gonna.
You're good?
Yeah, Amber got, yeah.
Okay, good. All right. Well, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Jen, for bringing us such great information about what the city's doing for us to complement your efforts.
All right. I'm super excited to see those stickers on everybody's cars. So put your hours in.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And
just to ask for everyone, if everyone's been working hard over the summer, would all those hours count to be able to log into the system?
Yep. So it resets on July 1. So everything you've done since July 1, so I know I'm looking at every single one of you, and I know you've done at least 20 hours. You're probably already up to a pin. So, like,
Sounds
put
good.
those hours in, okay?
Well, thank you. Thank you for everything you do.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for keeping me in the loop. I super appreciate it.
Absolutely. Now, on the last piece of our program this evening is going to be the question and answer period from you all. So I'm going to start. Feel free while I'm speaking, feel free to enter any questions you have in the chat. And if you think of anything as we go along, there will be a live question period at the very end. So the first questions I'm going to start with this evening came from the survey that was sent out for units to complete. If by chance you're on the call and you haven't had a chance to fill out the survey is still live and it is helpful to us to be able to better support you. So you're welcome to go into the same email that the Zoom call link was in and fill out the survey when you have a brief moment. The first question we got via the survey already asked about the reflections theme for this year. And this year's theme is I Matter Because, and the I Matter Because theme was actually chosen last year by the National PTA in a survey effort that everyone gave input into. It's logged publicly on their website, and it's actually nothing that's controlled in the city of Virginia Beach or in the state of Virginia. It's actually a national program, so that's where it comes from. The unit did ask if they could do an alternate theme at their own discretion, and unfortunately the theme is a national program and we just support that program. So any questions as to the theme would have to be directed to the National PTA. The second question we received in the chat was, is there guidance for holding general membership meetings virtually going to extend past October 30th? If not, can we have general membership meetings in our buildings? So April and Shelley, I may defer to you for that to clarify if we've heard anything from state about general membership meetings being held other than virtually.
April, do you want me to go first?
Go ahead. I'm sorry, I was chatting in the chat.
That's okay. So no, nothing new has come out from state yet in regards to the virtual meetings or when they will end. I think they are just kind of following what the governor is saying right now. I can tell you that the state board meetings, everything is being held virtually. I would suggest that, or what I will tell you is that once, or if that changes, I will let April know, and then she can pass that information on to you. But right now, everything remains virtual.
Thank you, Shelley. The next question is, why does Member Hub require a member's social security number?
Before we go on to that question, Amber, I'm sorry, I just a comment I received in the chat that said that some units out there have been able to hold their general membership meetings via SurveyMonkey. So I don't know if for some of us who are newbies to the PTA world, SurveyMonkey is an option for you all to do your general membership meetings.
And Survey Planet's a really great option as well. That's the one we use at council.
Thank you, Amber. Oh, I'm sorry, you can go back to your question. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I didn't know if you or Shelley would rather take that. It's why does the Member Hub system require a member's social security number?
So the Member Hub, from what I'm familiar with, it has that feature for social security number, but you do not have to enter that data. So what we generally just ask is you put your name, email address, and your position title. That's pretty much it. And if some refuse to do email addresses, we have local units who have shared that their members they support the PTA and will pay the membership due, but they will not give their email information. And so we've had units to deal with that in their specific unit where they still do their membership drive and they find a way to circumvent that for their members, maybe with a phone number or something.
Thank you. The next question may be a little unit specific, but I did want to share because it was shared in the survey. Due to the end of the year ending differently than normal, do we have multiple schools having board members whose students that have moved on to middle school with no replacement for them, i.e. the president? Are you getting any feedback that some principals are asking not to push memberships or fundraisers due to the pandemic? Our principal has asked us not to push memberships for now due to the pandemic. Will there be minutes or notes from the LTI that could clarify this topic?
So I have not heard of any principals out here saying to the units, do not push membership. So that is one I'm trumped with. Amber.
Yeah, me too.
Tara, I know Tara's on, she's our secretary on council. She's also a president. You want to chime in on this, Tara?
I have not heard any principals saying not to do any type of anything. Most of them actually still want PTAs to keep moving forward. And some of them that are still up and coming, or I know Amber and I and Retta were working closely with one of the local elementary schools and some of the high schools to get their boards up and running. So if you guys are running into that situation where you hear that it's a board, it's just mainly an issue of the board not having volunteers, either encourage the principal to reach out to council or you yourself let council know, and we can take it over from there. I know Amber's found great success when principals are saying we want a PTA, but we really don't have the time. She's done some of the legwork for the principals as far as giving them guidance on what to say and how to say it, and it's generated in many volunteers coming forward. Sometimes it's the delivery and how we say things. You know, as everybody here knows, everybody thinks PTA is parents to avoid, and that's not necessarily the truth. We're doing good work. So it's really all in the delivery on how you put it out there for your volunteers. A lot of people think you have to have hours on end. And, you know, I have some volunteers at my middle school that come in for an hour a week. I've got some people that are there all day, every day. So, you know, it's how you put it out there and not letting them know it's, for some, it can be kind of a second unpaid full-time job. And for others, you know, you just log what you can.
Thank you, Tara. The last question that was submitted through the survey was asking if this call was being recorded for reference viewing and for other board members that could either not make it this evening or you would like to share it with. And we are trying to record it for the first time this evening. So fingers crossed we can share it with you very soon. So April, if you'd like to continue with any live questions, that would be great.
Yeah, so our moderators are Tara and Geraldine. Do we have any questions from the chat?
The first question I see is Jessica Van Oy asked, do the people that register on the member hub go on our form that we turn in with people that don't do the member hub for membership?
Yes, we want to capture all of our members. If you've received your membership dues from them, whether it's through Member Hub or a different format, you must pay that state and local due for that individual. The portion of the state dues, the local, national dues must come out of that membership fee. So you do have to capture them on that list. That will go against your ADM number. So that will help determine at the end of the year when state and council, including district, does their membership awards, capturing all those folks may help you to earn the highest percentage of membership for the school year. So yes, please do capture all of those.
The only other thing I see is a statement from Sarah Kelly when we were talking in reference to Member Hub and the Social Security numbers. She did say that she had to enter it as president in order for her store to go live on Member Hub.
Okay.
And then, pardon me, they're listed as AA in the chat. They're asking if anyone has a read-a-thon contact.
We have Fun Run contacts. Does anyone out there have read-a-thon contacts? Feel free to type it in the chat or unmute yourself. It is still live. So to AA, we will look into that and we will get you a read-a-thon contact. I know a couple of years back at Providence. Oh, I see there's one. We inquired about it for our school.
All right, so another question is, I would like to revisit the reflections question regarding the theme. I know that this came from the National PTA, so are we just going to defer despite the fact that the theme feels tone deaf? How can we handle the fallout to our families?
I would, is Shelley still on the call?
I'm checking.
You can search it.
Hi, April, I'm still here.
Hey, do you want to address this question?
So is the concern is that the theme is not liked this year, or feel that it could have been, I don't know, better, or what is the concern about the theme?
If I may ask, who was that individual that typed it into the chat? If they may unmute themselves and just comment on it.
Just kind of, yeah.
Hi, it's me. I'm Erin Brandt. I'm the president of the Kings Grant Elementary School PTA. I feel like in such a spot, like matters is such a triggering word right now. And I don't want to co-opt this language and dilute it. I want to support the National PTA. I also, we're a school that has a whole lot of military families. Like I feel like I feel in such a position. I want to give the kids an opportunity. We really, in the last couple of years, have worked so hard on promoting this art contest. I want to give the kids an opportunity, but I also...
You want to be sensitive to the matter?
Completely, and I just don't even know how to do it. And I feel overwhelmed with the task of, because our job is to be inclusive. The last thing we need at my school is like more division coming off, is more tone deaf than we already do.
You are the first one to raise this, share this perspective on it, at least to my knowledge, and Shelley will chime in, that I attended the national conference this summer, and when they rolled out the theme, I'm sure thousands of people who joined the national conference virtually had the opportunity to express their concerns. And the climate of of what's going on around us today had been going on since the beginning of this year. And during the time of the National PTA, I would think that had someone shared the same perspective, they would have commented on it. And I just don't, from my knowledge, I have not heard of any units or any parents share their concern as you have, and I see your point. And so Shelley, being our district director, I would defer her to comment on this as your council president.
Sure. April, and I'm actually going to kind of go along with what you said, only because, again, I also participated in the national convention over the summer. And again, when they rolled out the theme, there wasn't any concern about it that was voiced, at least from what, the position that I'm in, from what I've heard. But what I will do is I will speak to a couple of our leaders on the state level and see if they can inquire as to whether or not National has received any feedback on the theme this year, and just kind of see where it goes from there. I mean, I haven't heard of anything negative or any negative connotation towards that. I mean, there are certain movements that are going on right now, but I don't think that when the theme was selected, that was part of the equation at that time.
I don't think it was, but I think that maybe a pivot was warranted. We did discuss it in our PTA meeting last night, and it did not get ugly in any way. It's a lot of very, everybody wants what's best, but I will tell you it was divisive, like lots of opinions, and just sort of like, my gosh, if we could say I am unique because I'm special, because I am whatever, but just that word.
Well, I do want to just remind everyone that the theme is actually chosen from a contest of students who submit. They actually enter their theme during a period of time. And so about 2 years ago, maybe last year, there was a student who submitted this theme, I Matter Because, and it was voted on in however platform the National did prior to them announcing it. But this theme, I Matter Because, was not created from an adult. It came from a student who felt at that time they entered the contest that that's what was on their mind. And I have to do some research. I want to say it was a 4th grader.
The 1st grader. I don't know if I could pipe in. I actually brought it to Aaron's attention first. I'm also with King's Grant, and because it struck me the wrong way. I'm very supportive of Black Lives Matter, and when I heard I Matter Because, I felt like it was a voice of the All Lives Matter, which we all know and appreciate. So to me, I felt reflections is something I'm really passionate about at our school, and really drawing out students. And I'm a therapist. I spend my life's work on helping people know that they matter. But when I heard that language, I thought, oh no, not this year. So there's actually a video on the National PTA site that talks about that it was chosen by a 1st grader and named Riley in 2018. And it was voted on that this would be this year's theme, or announced. It was voted in 2018, but announced before the George Floyd shootings. And then they decided to keep with the theme to remind that every student does matter. But for us, it was bringing up a lot of different feelings from several different groups. And so I just wanted to be really sensitive to that. And so I was the one who wrote the question in the survey, because would like some direction on leadership on how we do explain this. Because I asked several of our parents and they didn't like it. So
they didn't like the theme.
Yeah, like, no, that's offensive to me at this point in time.
Not like didn't like it because it's not a great theme, but because it feels like co-opting language from Black Lives Matter and diluting it. And so then you say, well, okay, is then say, like, as they did for National PTA, really did link it to Black Lives Matter, but then we have families that are saying, I think they don't like the Black Lives Matter movement and say, you come from a more Blue Lives Matter position. It's like, oh my gosh, we just,
it's bringing up a lot.
Bringing up a lot of issues that I think for the kids, they're not. They're just going to have a beautiful experience in why they mattered. And, my daughter would just write a poem about it. But for the families, I can see them feeling like this is tone deaf way. And we don't need to be
participate.
In my school, we don't need to be dividing people. So that's where that's coming from.
All right. Well, I as your council president will take that information. Shelley, I guess you and I will have a conversation offline with Scott, the VP of programs at Virginia State, and see how we can address this perspective here.
I am texting as we speak.
Okay. Thank you for that, and thank you for your honesty. That's a perspective that, you know, some of us feel and some of us may not be open to. So thank you both, Kings Grant representatives. Amber, I'm giving it back to you for more questions. Sarah, moderators?
There are no other questions. There's just some statements going back and forth about Member Hub and the setting up the store and such. And Member Hub has been doing a really decent and in-depth training series. And I'm actually in talks, myself and Donna have been communicating with the Member Hub representative about potentially doing a Q&A once we all come down from our fall LTI highs here. Setting something up for later in the month for those of you that do have questions about Member Hub, how to get the membership where it needs to go, or the payments, or setting up your store, or whatever. So we'll put out some guidance on when that is here coming up shortly. We were just waiting to get through fall LTI.
Thank you.
Other than that, no other questions.
Thank you. All right, Amber, I'll hand it to you to close out the meeting.
Thank you, April. I just wanted to close by just reminding anyone who may be on this call again but hasn't had time to complete the survey. The survey also makes reference to trainings we're going to do from council in the various positions. If anyone, the survey is still open, and anyone can take just a minute to, you know, place their name in the interest category should they want to learn any more about the other categories that may interest them, or they may be new to their position this year and would like some more training. So again, we are recording this evening with the full intent of being able to share this for both reference purposes and if people missed this evening. But we want to thank you all for coming out this evening and spending some time with us. And if you have any other questions, please feel free to contact us. Have a great evening.
Good night, everyone.